Hello and welcome to IndiaPostLive.com, India's first live and interactive news conversation web TV. I'm Prachi Jatania. A thriller of a match in Mohali, Mumbai Indians versus Kings 11 Punjab, with Lendl Simmons really knocking it all over the park, and the Mumbai Indians team winning it by 7 wickets. To take us through the highlights of the match and where was Simmons hiding so far, we have in the studio Mr. Chetan Sharma, former Indian cricketer and also senior editor with Wisden India, Shamya Das Gupta, joining us via Skype. Thank you so much both. I'll come to you, Mr. Sharma. What did you think of the match? And it definitely got a lot of eyeballs and the crowd was cheering throughout.
Well, they're given a little chance to Mumbai, and in cricket they always say that cricket is bigger than a cricketers basically, and this actually proved that cricket is bigger. You can't play around with cricket, and it's a very a simple thing in front of Kings 11. This is what we were talking yesterday. Shamak was with us, and I told them the body language of Kings 11 Punjab is going down. Why do they have to change so many players, especially Killer Miller? You can't make him sit out. Plus, they hardly have any bowling lineup in their team, and they're making Mitchell Johnson out of their team. You know, this actually breaks your momentum. In cricket, they always say, if your momentum is there, carry on with your momentum, keep winning till you win the cup. And I think so they've let themselves down. They have just put the brakes, which I think so no team wanted the brakes when you are on a winning spree. This is what they have to think about it now.
Shamya, any credit to the Mumbai Indians and Simmons' batting skills this time?
Oh, certainly. Certainly. I think we were saying earlier on in the tournament that what Mumbai desperately need is a spark. You know, when they lost those 5 matches on the trot in the UAE and then continued to not do too well after coming to India, they desperately needed something like this, where an individual sort of takes the takes a match by the scruff of the neck and makes a difference. I think that's what Lendl Simmons achieved. And well, of course, he didn't achieve it alone. There was very decent bowling, which restricted Kings 11 Punjab as well. So certainly a lot of credit to Mumbai that they're starting to come together, I suppose you could say, considering that they've now played 12 matches and they've won 5 of them, which means that they have won 5 of the 7 matches that they've played in India. So that's an extremely good statistic, considering they lost all 5 in the UAE. But you wonder if it's come a bit too late. 10 points from 12 matches means even if they win both their remaining matches, which is also the case with Bangalore and Hyderabad, it might just not be enough.
But don't you think then that where was Lendl Simmons so far? What was it? You know, he was actually had a stormy innings. This is the first century for IPL 7 this season. So definitely he will, he is actually going to stand out with his performance.
Well, you know, with Lendl Simmons, he's been around for a long time. He's played Champions League T20 cricket with Trinidad and Tobago as well. The thing with Lendl Simmons is that he's not perceived as a big hitting batsman. He's regarded as a more stable sort of batsman at the top of the batting order, with a big hitter sort of scoring the runs quickly around him, whereas he provides the stability. Now, when it comes to a team like Mumbai, which have enough such players of Indian origin in their midst, they basically look at their overseas players as the big impact players, and Lendl Simmons really was not perceived as such an impact player, which is why it's actually brilliant that he's come good the way he has. Scoring 100 in T20 cricket is no mean feat, but it's just that the perception about him was far too different. He's come in, Jalalat Saxena's exit because of a finger injury sort of paving the way for him to come in, and I think he came in primarily Mumbai chose him instead of someone else because Mike Hussey wasn't performing. They wanted somebody like Mike Hussey, who's not a swashbuckler, but who can hold their innings together. And that's why they went to Lendl Simmons, and he's outdone himself, I suppose.
If we look, Chetan, at the kind of bowling of Kings 11 Punjab, the bowling lineup, it's actually looking clueless. Sandeep Sharma's performance wasn't up to the mark. He in fact he remained wicketless in yet another match. So what is your thought in terms of their bowling?
20 years old Sandeep Sharma doesn't know how to bowl on a green top, and this is what I have to say as a fast bowler. He has to learn a lot. He is very young, but this is what I said. Kings 11 doesn't have a good bowling lineup, and they're making Mitchell Johnson sit out, and they have to really think about this because the way Mumbai Indians played yesterday, Lennon Simmons, we were just talking about him, the 4th century for Mumbai Indians, 29th in IPL, and after the game when he was awarded as the man of the match, and I was hearing him, he said the first half was played in UAE. He was sitting at home in Trinidad and watching it, and never knew he will be like playing and getting the man of the match, and suddenly got a call from Mumbai Indians. This is what you call fate. That's why I'm saying cricket is bigger than the cricketers.
Do you think then Mumbai Indians have, on the other hand, if you look at the Mumbai Indians team, do you think they have what it takes to make it to the top 4?
Like, they have to really depend on the others now. Like, if KKR wins one game, they are out. If Rajasthan wins one game, they are out of the tournament. They have to keep hoping that they should definitely win both the games, and hope that KKR and Rajasthan lose the games. Like, they are depending on other team at the present. And in cricket, they always say, "No, you should play on your strength. You cannot play on others' strength." That is very important. Rohit Sharma has to say yesterday that they are still fingers crossed. If they can make it to the finals, but I think so. The beginning of IPL 2014 with Malinga around, they couldn't perform that well. And now Malinga has gone to England for the series, and suddenly the team is performing well because with the youngsters, I still think the way the youngsters bowled yesterday for Mumbai Indians, it's really credible.
So most definitely they outperformed Kings 11 Punjab.
Yes, at home, and the team at number 1 with like they never got such a big shock in their life in 2014 IPL, and in front of the home crowd they have been thrashed actually. Like we can't say it's a very close match. They've been thrashed, and I think so that gives the confidence to Mumbai Indians, but they have to rely on other teams.
Shamya, do you feel then there are lessons here that Kings 11 Punjab needs to take? The captain really needs to relook at their bowling performance as well?
Well, you could say that, but really, I think that would be overreacting a bit. Of course, we didn't perform too well on the night, but 9 wins out of 12 mean that though their batting has been their stronger suit, their bowling hasn't done badly. Of course, Mitchell Johnson not being there makes a difference, but Mitchell Johnson at the same time is coming off a pretty rough season, the Ashes and everything else, and he has a fair bit of cricket lined up as well. So I don't know how it works, whether there's a sort of agreement between Cricket Australia and Mumbai Indians to not play Mitchell Johnson in every single match. Of course, IPL is not the be-all and end-all of these cricketers' careers. There's other cricket to play too. So I suppose there could be a little bit of protecting him or sort of, rationing his appearances, so to say, kind of thing. And Sandeep Sharma as well, I couldn't quite hear what Chetan was saying, but Sandeep's been good. I don't think a couple of poor performances should really worry them too much. I think they're not too worried. Going by what Sanjay Pankar, their coach, said after the match yesterday, they did have a bad game, admittedly, no doubts about that. The batting as well as bowling was poor. At the same time, Mumbai's batting and bowling was good. Obviously both those things need to be taken into account. And remember, now this is what Kings 11 Punjab need to be slightly wary of. So far, with Ben Maxwell primarily to start with, then Sehwag, Wriddhiman Saha and Manan Bora all sort of coming out good. It's often been individual performances, David Miller as well, who have carried the team through. George really hasn't had too much to do and hasn't really done too much when he's got an opportunity except on one occasion. So I think they will be a bit wary that now when all the teams, the big teams, the smaller teams, whatever they are all sort of are all settled. They all know where they are. They all know their first 11s, so to say. Now it could get a bit tricky because knockouts, well, as the name suggests, it's a knockout. So a bad day during the knockouts could be lethal for any of the teams. And again, if Maxwell, Sehwag, a couple of them don't do well, then Kings 11 Punjab is probably not as good a side as they have been for most of this tournament.
Most definitely. Great point. We'll play the impact index of the match here through the graphics on your screens. In fact, Simmons topping all the batting parameters, the runs tally, the partnership building, strike rate and the chasing impact, and producing the highest impact batting performance by Lendl Simmons and player of the match with Mumbai Indians. In fact, Simmons' dominance was such that his match impact was almost 3.5 times more than the next highest impact player, Sean Marsh. Your thoughts on that?
The way Lendl Simmons played, I think so, it's amazing. Getting 120 overs game and while chasing. That is very important because there's a lot of pressure. Because it might be 150, 160 runs on board on a good wicket, because after a little bit of dew on Mohali wickets, it's easier for a batsman to go and get runs. But under pressure, every game is a knockout game for Mumbai Indians. You have to go and chase, and that against Kings 11 Punjab at their home. It's not easy for a guy who was not there in the team in the first half of the IPL 2014,
yes.
and suddenly he's there, and a lot of things are on him. I think so. That's one of the greatest knocks. He will remember it for a long time.
We'll look at the bowling impact. Praveen Kumar emerging as the highest impact bowler of the match. He took a middle order wicket and emerged as the highest economy impact bowler. Based on the playing of both the teams, Mumbai had the team impact of 2.04 compared to Kings 11 Punjab, which had an impact of 1.82 and had a 53 to 47% advantage, which is what led to the win as per the graphics that we have. I'll bring in Soumya. Let's talk about a little bit about if we can look at the predictions for today's matches. KKR versus RCB playing today. Soumya, whom do you put your...
You were asking me about my predictions.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Tricky, KKR have ridden primarily on their top order, their opening batsman Robin primarily, and Gautam Gambhir. It's difficult to call because obviously KKR have been the better team on the whole, and that's reflected in the points table. But it goes back to Bangalore just having so much potential in their batting lineup. They obviously haven't lived up to it. But with those batsmen, Yuvraj Singh, Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, who knows if Chris Gayle will suddenly wake up and feel it's his day to make a difference. The thing is, with that kind of batting lineup, no team can ever be too confident of what they can achieve, because any of those batsmen, one or two of them, can just finish the match off. They haven't at this time, and who knows if they ever will. Just a couple of games left. It doesn't look like they'll reach the playoffs, but that's the sort of impact that the Bangalore can create, that their batsmen can create. I'd have to say Kolkata. They've looked very solid. They haven't, interestingly, unlike the other teams, Kolkata don't have huge foreign players. Apart from Sunil Narayan, who's probably the number one T20 bowler at the moment, they don't have huge foreign players, a Chris Gayle or an AB de Villiers or a Mitchell Johnson or whoever else, Kieran Pollard, James Smith and so on. They have players who could well have been Indian. It's a Shakib Al Hasan or a Ranjan Piscata and everybody else who have been bought to fit in and play particular roles, which is what they've done so well, Shakib especially. So Kolkata is a well-balanced side. It's important for them that their openers do well. And if they do well, I'd probably have to go with Kolkata with the sort of rider that if any of those Bangalore batsmen come good, it could be anybody's game.
I think Chetan would sort of back you on that as well. He's been saying that it's a big match for KKR, but any chances for Yuvraj Singh repeating his performance from the previous matches?
Well, from the beginning of the tournament, I wanted RCB to win the tournament,
Yes.
One of the best sides.
Definitely.
But now, they always say, when you have no pressure, there's no pressure on RCB now.
Right.
And it's like on a pressure game, whosoever control their nerves will win the game. Nothing to lose for RCB, everything to lose for KKR.
KKR.
And when you have no pressure at all, in international cricket, they always says, cricket is what? Cricket is all about pressure. There is no pressure on RCB. We will see, they can upset KKR, which as a cricketer, I don't want them to upset KKR because it might be hurting Mumbai, what I'm saying now. But end of the day, they played good cricket. They good cricket with no big names at the foreign players except you, Sunil Narayan, Shakib Al Hasan is like a local player itself. They as a unit, they played very well. Robin Uthappa has done tremendously well. Me and Shamak was talking yesterday of Robin Uthappa. Today, Ravi Shastri wrote in his article, the selectors has to look in for Robin Uthappa. And like players like Robin Uthappa, if they win and qualify, players like Robin Uthappa or Gautam Gambhir will definitely be looked in by the selectors. That's why I want KKR to go and qualify in IPL 2014.
Okay, and one final word on the other team, the CSK versus Hyderabad Sunrisers, Chetan.
CSK, it's like in cricket, they always say you can't take anything non-seriously, but CSK will definitely love to bounce back because they lost the last game. They are in top 2, already qualified, and with Mahendra Singh Dhoni around, never wants to lose many games. Okay, one-off games, you played bad cricket, you lost the way Kings 11 lost it, the way Chennai Super King lost it. They love to come back, but this is the time you have to play onto your best of the potential, because now you can't let your body language go down, your morale go down. This is a time for every team to pick up their game. Yeah.
Right. Shamya, last word from you on the other match as well.
Well, Prachi, whenever Chennai Super Kings play a game, they have to be the favourites. They've just been such an outstanding team over so many years that they have to be favourites. Of course, they might lose. They have lost. They haven't won all 6 editions of the IPL. But before a game starts, you must count them as favourites. But Hyderabad, interestingly, Prachi, is very similar to Bangalore in that with David Fowler, Shikhar Dhawan, and Aaron Finch at the top, those are, again, 3 batsmen who can change the complexion of a game single-handedly. Again, like Bangalore, they haven't. So any one of them could just play that innings of the tournament and upset Chennai's best laid plans. But on the whole, I suppose we have to say that Chennai are favourites.
Right. On that note, I'll thank both our guests for their inputs and analysis and predictions for today's matches. Thank you, Shamya Dasgupta and Mr. Chetan Sharma for joining us. Do write in your thoughts and comments on and also your predictions. Who are your favourites for today's matches? KKR versus RCB and Chennai Super Kings versus Hyderabad Sunrisers. We'll try and find out whether it matches what our experts have in fact predicted. Will we see outstanding performances from the players of RCB? Not too much riding on them, but a lot riding on KKR. A big match, a big important match for them. Do stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching India Post Live. Thank you both our guests for joining in and sharing your views on the IPL 7 edition. Stay tuned.